It's time to find out who is the greatest leader in Civilization 6 between Cyrus the Great and Alexander the Great. So we're going to be playing on 3 different Pangea maps, and we're going to find out who is the best ruler in this game. Now in this battle we'll be doing things a little bit differently from the previous 1v1 AI onlys, and this time around we're going to be having a secondary kind of basically a civ that's just going to get killed. Actually, he's getting killed right now. Incredibly enough, it looks like Alexander is going to take out Pericles super early. That is incredible. That way we can play on Deity difficulty. We've talked about this. The only way to do AI only battles is well, AI only battles on Deity is to have a civ that everyone plays on Prince. A human player plays on Prince naturally. So that is what we'll be seeing. And just like that, it looks like Cyrus is going to get his own city very early on. He's surrounding this city-state with multiple warriors, and then there we go. So 2 cities taken within the first 30 turns. That's pretty incredible. We have Persia here with 5 cities already. And he's not even stopping. He's just going to move on to the next city-state. Now this is a Pangea map. This will be probably the most aggressive. Wow, where is Macedon here sitting with 5 cities as well? And there's going to be a big battle, it looks like, for Granada. And here it goes. So no time is being wasted. Again, these are both kind of ancient civilizations where they get the unique unit early on, and they get a lot of bonuses for war. So this should be a pretty interesting AI only because they're so aggressive. I mean, this is incredible. This is why we've got to play on Deity every single time. So for the next 2 maps, we will also have probably Gorgos, Greece, and maybe Egypt or something to play that Prince role, and they'll get taken out really, really early. That way we can have the AI play on Deity and have these massive wars. Okay, so Cyrus is just going to move straight across the ocean. We might see him attack Alexander here. Yep, there's a war between these two. And just like that, Persia has their immortals, so they better be careful. Now these are ranged melee units, basically. So they have the combat defense of a swordsman, which it replaces, but it can range attack. Now I don't know what's going on here. I don't know why. I don't know what is happening. Are you piecing out or what? This archer is about to kill this immortal. There's a promotion. Maybe he's baiting. The AI. AI is so smart now. They're now farming for promotions. I actually don't know if that's the case, but it kind of looks like it might be. We'll see if this guy ends up dying or not. Boom. So there is Alexander did get 1 unit destroyed. Oh, this guy's gonna die now. Boom, and now he's dead. Oh, maybe that's what he was doing. This guy looks like he was farming for promotions like a human player. I don't think that was the case, but it looked like he was. So already we have Persia going after the Macedon capital. That's got to be a little freaky for Alexander. And there's a Persian settler that looks like he's going to get on this side of things. So all the victory types are enabled, but I don't believe we'll see much of a religious victory. We're going to kind of call it to see, there should be a very clear winner, I think, very early on in these games. So we'll call them early if there's just a dominant power, which right now Persia looks pretty good, but I think Alexander is going to defend himself. Yep, and Alexander also has his own unique unit. Remember, he gets 2 unique units because Alexander gives a leader unique unit. So we'll be able to see both of these guys face off around the same time period. We'll have to see if someone takes out Granada, militaristic city-state, which it might be the case that they don't. It does look like they're involved in a war. I don't know if they are on Persia's side. That kind of seems to be the case because they're oh man. The siege of Alexander's capital is already taking place. No way. All right, they have it sieged to the point where it can't heal up again. Imagine if Granada takes this. How crazy would that be? Oh man. Oh, reinforcements are coming though. Reinforcements are coming. They haven't decided to settle this settler just yet. I don't see much for Cyrus. Yeah, Cyrus doesn't have any more reinforcements. They're going to hold on just barely, though. Just barely. There's a peace deal. So they've got some time. Wow, that could have been a disaster. So we should see even more of these immortals set off this way. These AIs, I have been noticing, I did a few tests over the break, I have been noticing that some of these AIs use cores. They core these unique units at times. There it goes, right there. So these are really powerful ranged swordsmen, basically, if you think about it. Oh man, they're not afraid to settle in the tundra, are they? Yep, they're settling in the tundra. Also, I didn't mention some of the natural wonders that are around. So the Galapagos Island gives off 2 science yield for adjacent tiles, but they don't have anything within their borders just yet. kind of interesting to see. Ooh, now this is going to be a really important city in this map. Alexandri-Poli, something like that. Alexandria-Rolapola, I don't know, Rolapoli. I don't know why. Whatever. Yeah, that city, if it falls, that's going to be a big deal. You can tell already that Persia is going to be going after that one pretty hardcore. Now, it looks like the roles have reversed. They both seem to have a religion, but again, we're not going to focus as much on the religion. If someone wants a religious victory, but there's a dominant, militaristic power, then we're going to give them the victory instead, because I know people get pretty frustrated at that. Plus, it's not even like we can fully tell when a victory is achieved through, because we don't get any pop-ups saying somebody won. Okay, so Persia has once again declared war on Macedon. Once again, with the help of Granada. Granada might take this. You might see a city-state with 2 cities in this one. I have not seen that very often in Civ 6, but here you go. Alexander has reinforced quite quickly already with some units, but Persia's not even wasting any time. They're not even wasting any units for this. Oh man, I gotta say, this is so far pretty even. This is pretty even. I don't know. I'll give out a tie if I need to. This is an interesting Pangea map because, it's one of those Pangea maps that breaks up both of the single landmass basically into 2 landmasses with, one very small thing connecting it. One very small kind of, I don't know, peninsula or something. Not really a peninsula, but yeah. Okay, now, if Alexander can flip the script, oh, that'd be such a smart move. If he could take out Granada here, that would be a big move. Because right now, I think we're going to see a lot. We won't see these two directly fight anymore unless Granada falls. Again, they're going to have to embark like they're doing right now. Wow, yep, they're sending in catapults. This is the time to do it. This is pretty chaotic right here. Turn 137. We have Cyrus coming and trying to defend its city-state, which is really interesting. I don't think I've ever seen this happen before. Never directly in an AI-only battle where a city-state it now controls the front between like 2 massive powers, and Alexander has to take it out. Persia's going to try to defend it, and they're not really defending it. They don't know what they're doing. They're just trying to attack their enemy, but they're kind of defending it, and it's kind of interesting to see. Oh, bam. All right, so there's the first attack on Granada, right? I don't see any health go down. I didn't really see much health go down. Turn 143, they're still at war. There's still quite a few units. Look at all these units, or all these cities named after Alexander. At least 3 that I count so far. I think most of the cities now that get taken will probably get taken. I don't think we're going to see much more outside of the tundra cities that will get colonized. Okay, so we have Macedon trying to pull a fast one, going after Susa here. Have they made peace? Yeah, obviously he's going to have to back away because he's not ready for this right now. Turn 148. Macedon's kind of all over the place right now with where it wants to siege. This is a really important encampment because everything to the south, everything down here. Oh! How did you do that? That's what I want to know. Those were rebels. They just turned to musketmen? I don't know. There is some sort of magic going on in the Persian Empire because I don't know how the hell they just did that. I saw rebels for a second and then they turned into their own units. Well, whatever. I'm not going to ask any questions, man. This war is still going on. You usually see a peace deal at this point. Not sure if it's because Persia must think they still have the upper hand, which it looks like they might. If you look at they've got musketmen, and it does seem like Alexander is drained for troops here. Yeah, they do seem to be slightly drained for troops. Again, the only chance I think Alexander has is if he takes out Granada somehow. And he's got catapults over here, but yeah, they're getting wrecked. They're getting destroyed left and right. And he's putting them in harm's way too. An AT crew. Oh man. Alright, so if by turn 200 we don't see some sort of better effort, I'm going to call this one for Cyrus because he clearly has the science advantage here. I'll go ahead and check. We'll pause the game and check if he really does, but that seems to be the case. His military has a much bigger advantage. I would say so. Now, let's see if he starts maybe embarking a few units. I think the key here was that Granada wasn't taken over by Persia. I think that was a really smart move. Oh man, yeah, you have musket core units. Yeah, that seems to be pretty one-sided. Boom, pretty bloody battle, I have to say. A lot of both Alexander and this Granada city-state has lost quite a bit of units. Damn, this is a really interesting first game right here. Just, I have not seen this before, where a city-state makes that big of an impact. All right, well, Persia's not going to be doing too well because of wherever they're trying to go to. That maybe isn't the best of choices. I think they should have focused. I mean, it might not be a terrible idea. Okay, are these going to turn back into a lot of rebellions? Interesting. So there's definitely some war exhaustion going on, for sure. There's probably some big amenity issues here. Now that I think about it, I actually cannot pause the game because I'm watching as the Prince Civ. There's a way for me to do it actually, but that is actually really interesting. We'll have to wait and see if there's a peace deal at some point between these two. Maybe there will be. Yeah, this AT crew is tough because you can't take them down with knights. I mean, you can, but it's gonna be really, really hard because you're taking some pretty big hits. But same goes. I mean, it looks like Persia's fighting their own rebellion here. Looks like they've got a few tiles out here getting that, making use of the Galapagos Islands. Macedon has finished a wonder. What wonder is that? Obviously, there's quite a bit of wonders for both of these civs to take a hold of. Maybe this Tundra. Yep, there's another Tundra city. There you go. So you just need to gather your strength here, Alexander, because this is not gonna... You can't just keep sending units blindly. Blind, at least. Maybe gather your strength. Oh, did they make a peace deal? Hold on, let me see. Is there a peace deal between these two? Nope, there's still not. Yeah, but that's also causing Persia quite a bit of issues. Looks like either the rebellions have moved or there have been rebellions in the capital. I think the rebels have moved a little bit back at home. I think they were kind of moving around, pillaging things, which could definitely help out Macedon here. That could be beneficial, possibly. Turn 190. Okay, so here's an ironclad unit, and you know, so we do have Alexander with his own AT crews. That might help out a little bit. Again, this is Deity difficulty, so obviously we're seeing the AI move throughout these eras much quicker than normal. So technically these games end around turn 250, so that's why I'm saying we could call it so early, which is another good reason we can kind of move on to the next battle. But so I don't think we're going to be able to pause this campaign, but it is turn 274, and I don't know if you saw that, but for the first time, these two nations have finally made peace. And so far, I mean, this is a stalemate. I would say this is a stalemate. Alexander and Macedon have really come back, at least in terms of technology. They have mechanized infantry. They have planes on their side now. You know, Persia has been fighting these rebels for a really, really long time. I still kind of want to lean and give it to Persia. It seems like Persia's still kind of in the better position, but I kind of also want to kind of give it a stalemate too at the same time. I think that if we have a more clear two winners for the next two rounds, then that would make things a little bit easier. So this time we're on a continents map, and it is a very interesting one because it's basically not a continents map. There is a very small I've never seen map generation like this. Macedon's declared war on Greece. This time I'm playing as Gorgos Greece. Let's see if we get taken out really early here. It looks like we will. And there's also only a single city-state, Jerusalem, on this landmass. So technically speaking, both Persia and Macedon have the same amount of cities that they can take out if they want to here. Levanta and Granada back once again. Kind of ironic or strange there. We'll see if Cyrus keeps them alive for as long as they did. They obviously won't play as big of a role. Oh, look at that, they're already at war. Did Granada okay, Gorgo already got taken down. Persia finished a wonder. This should kind of mirror a little bit more the beginning battles of Alexander versus the Persian Empire, I think. I mean, because there's a very, water will play a little bit of a role here, but I'm not sure how much exactly. So boom, just like that, Granada has been taken down. Let's see if Levanta is next. It's likely that they will be. Jerusalem, I think, I actually think Alexander's going to keep Jerusalem around. So we do have a scout that's out here scouting. So this is interesting because we should still see early war, which is great. I kind of didn't want to see a continents map that had these two land masses separated by deep sea. So there's going to be probably an immediate war within the next 50 turns, I think, especially when this city gets settled, wherever they do decide to settle, unless he goes back. Well, if he goes back, then that's kind of a different story. Now, what Macedon can do is just send a settler right over this way. Does he have most of this island, most of this continent? Well, he hasn't grabbed this natural wonder just yet, and he's going after a little bit of tundra here. The oracle has been built in Sparta. Is that it? Which is kind of interesting. Taking out Sparta, that's interesting. Alexander taking out Sparta, right? Didn't he do that? Something like that. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so yeah, Persia did settle along the coast here, which is a big deal. So we actually might see a little bit of naval warfare. Now it will be huge if Alexander can get some sort of settlement on this island next. Yes, Leventa was in fact taken down. A lot of tundra down here, so I know the AI is going to be kind of weary to settle that early on. Maybe at some point. Boom, there's another city kind of connecting these two a little bit more. It's going to make it a lot easier for reinforcements. This also might be a very, very close match, I think. It could be. Persia's finished a wonder. I don't know. They probably know of each other, but it doesn't seem like Alexander is... Oh, okay. So now he for sure knows that there's another continent right here. I don't know if he did before. Remember, the AI doesn't know initially where the other AI are. They don't see the whole map. It's just like a regular human player with fog of war and things like that. So they have no idea. There's nothing right here, right? Yeah, this is just big open spaces. A caravel already, turned 94, and there's a caravel. That's pretty crazy. Why did you get the Galapagos Islands again? What is going on? This is kind of strange. Although there's like a cultural bias, there's something that takes place every single time. There's like cultural bias, starting bias. I don't know if that has an impact on some of these natural wonders that we're seeing. I don't think we saw this natural wonder last time around. There's going to be some religious stuff that goes on, but we're not going to look at that. Both of these civs, I don't believe, have any, like, they're not a super religious, yeah, they don't have any religious bonuses at all. There might be something like small that they get, but nothing huge. So that's why we're not even really considering the religious victory right now. Now, if there's no war between these two, well, one, that'd be really, really surprising if at no point there's a war between these two. Here's the difference, is it looks like Alexander's going to get some time here to build up his army. Macedon has finished a wonder. I think he's going to get some time, whereas last time he really never got off on the right foot. Persia declared war on him really early on. Now this is pretty big. Persia declared war on him early on. Boom, and he's sending in reinforcements. A lot of inquisitors. So he didn't really get off to the best start. So I think that this might be a little bit better of a time for him, definitely. Boom, Petra was built, so there's going to be some pretty good tiles, actually, with these copper and desert hills that the Petra is in. This is going to be a pretty good city. We'll have to keep an eye on that city. Macedon's finished another wonder. Let's see if he grabs something else here in the middle. Ballsy move right here by this artifact. He could do it, but, I mean, Persia's continuing with the settlers. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see any Macedon settler anytime soon, so I think Persia's going to grab that land in between. Oh, there's one up here, but yeah. Kind of interesting that Jerusalem is still alive. Well, I'm kind of surprised at that. We'll see how many more reinforcements. It looks like the AI is really focused on religion right here, this time around at least. Maybe because there's no immediate border. I mean, that does make an impact on personalities and things like that. Declaring surprise war is obviously Persia's thing, so that's part of the reason why Persia got off to such a quick start in the last video, why he was able to just declare the war. He didn't care about any sort of denouncements. I don't know, they might have denounced each other, we don't get those notifications, but it would explain why they were able to declare war. And we could see the same thing here. I mean, Cyrus doesn't have to wait, he could just go straight in for it if he really wanted to. How many Alexander cities do we see this time around? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Five cities named after Alexander, I think, possibly. Such a cocky guy. Jeez, such a cocky guy. His portrait in the new DLC is just so unbearable. Like, his little smile that he gives is just so, like, man, you could tell that is going to be the smile of a little demon at some point in a human player's campaign. I don't mind as much for Persia, but we'll see. All right, so it's turn 150. I'm going to skip ahead here and see what happens. So it's turn 261, and this was a really weird game because not to my knowledge at least, these two didn't go to war. Macedon or Persia never once declared war on each other. Not really sure why that is. They went to war very early on, but after that, they just stopped. For me personally, I've got to give the edge to Macedon. They've got mechanized infantry a lot sooner than Persia did. And they've got airports all around. They've got a jet bomber around here somewhere. I do think they're doing a little bit better in terms of technology and in the game. So for me personally, I've got to give the edge to Alexander here. I would say Cyrus won the first one, Alexander won the second one. So let's go to the last match. Now for our final game, we have a very interesting map. I decided to go with a Fractal map here because it was incredibly unpredictable, and this will be the first time we will see a pretty immediate border between these two. Just like that, we have Macedon forward settling, not really forward settling, but kind of right next to the capital. This is going to be an interesting one. I'm viewing as Gandhi because India somewhat played a role, at least in the Eastern Persian Empire. Maybe not Gandhi himself, obviously not Gandhi himself. I don't know exactly how much the Indian nations or civilizations played, but here we go. This is going to be a big one. It already looks like Alexander's off to a good start. Let's see how many reinforcements, though, Cyrus is able to bring. I think that could be a very... Oh, he's got the reinforcements coming, baby. That is, this is going to make things really interesting. I'm very, very happy with this map generation. So, boom, that is one of the first cities we've seen taken in a while, at least between these two civilizations themselves. It's interesting because normally these two are so focused on AIs or other city-states. This time, that's not the case, and I think they just pieced out. Yep, I think they pieced out. Really, really interesting. So he stole that city away. He pieced out just like frickin' Alexander would do. Let's see if he can now. He is only a few tiles away from the capital of Persia itself. Now, this is not going to be easy. Although there's not a lot of rough terrain around here. There's not a lot of like mountain ranges or anything like that. So this is going to be a really interesting game. Obviously, Macedon has the advantage here with 5 cities early on. Persia's going to settle their third. And we will be able to actually get the statistics because I don't think Gandhi's going to be destroyed here. Luckily, I don't know. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. Now, this is where Persia's going to be in a tough spot because I can see it. I mean, they have to go after a city-state because they've got to steal some city. They've got to steal some terrain away, some of this land away. But while they're going after possibly this cultural city-state, that's when we could see Alexander strike again. But like I said, with the 2 tiles, it's not going to be that easy. There is a forest here, which I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. I mean, remember, it's hard to, range shoot over forest, but because of this... Oh, this is a forest too, isn't it? That looks like it. Yeah, I think, well, it was a forest or something like that. No, those are just trees, Drew. I don't know. I was smoking crack. Anyways, yep, Macedon's declared war on Persia once again. Were they at war? No. So the reinforcements will come. This is going to be close. This one is going to be a close battle here. I don't even know if he's going to try that hard for it. Their naval units actually will play a pretty big role, and Persia has a galley up, so that's a pretty big deal. Oh, what is this? Okay, I shouldn't pay attention. There's a natural wonder, which is nice, Drew, but you should focus on other things. Focus on other things. Okay, so it's turn 66. I don't believe anything has happened just yet. I don't see any immortals from Persia just yet either. I don't think. Now, what needs to happen for Alexander is he needs to just wait. He has the momentum on his side. He's got the cities on his side, and Persia is gonna have to get really lucky here. They're gonna need to take out a city-state. They're gonna need to take out Gandhi or something. Macedon's made peace with Persia. Boom, whatever I'm trying to say. Rebels have popped up, which is gonna make things even tough. Those are horseman units, so this is not gonna be good. Now, here's the thing. Alexander's gonna run out of land here. He's definitely going to run out of land. Is this Krakatoa or something like that? Is this one of the new natural wonders? It might be. I guess so. It doesn't even say. I don't know. Anyways, hey, India managed to finish a wonder. Adjacent plots of land +1 food, or +2 food and 1 culture yield. That's kind of cool. That's pretty nice. So there goes another city. Persia looks like they're going to get their 4th city, though, so that's a start. Unless they go out towards this. This is not going to be colonized, I don't think, by India. I think India is just going to do their own thing, see what happens. Now, it would be pretty easy, I think, for Persia to take out India. That could be the momentum that Cyrus needs to come back in this match. It's only turn 92, so there's still plenty of time, at least 150 turns before there's a pretty clear winner. Alexander's kind of backed his military away, so maybe there's a chance. Hey, I mean, there could be a possibility of Persia going and retaking their city. That's always something that could happen. Possibly. This settler's just chilling right there. He might not have enough room to settle. 3 tiles away. No, that's 3 tiles away. He could settle right there. He's just choosing not to do it. Okay, so they're at war once again. This time, Alexander's bringing cavalry units. Yeah, this time he's bringing cavalry units, but there you go. Persia's going to defend himself, I think, pretty well. Turn 102. Yep, and bam, just like that, he went to the wrong position there. Now, he could flip the script. Yep, he is. He's going to move in with his own units. We have the Macedon leader unit that's coming in. There's not much of a military I see here from Macedon, actually. If they press forward, they might be able to retake this city. And with the caravel, it seems like Persia's the only one that really focuses on a navy for the most part. There you go. You took a little bit of a crunch out of this wall here, which they're not going to be able to get back too easily. Petra has been built. Oh, that's a pretty good place to build. Actually, not really. It's an okay place to build a Petra. Oh, India did in fact settle that island. That's kind of shocking. Macedon has made peace with Persia. Oh man, you are in a tough spot, I think, Cyrus. You're in a tough position here. I'm gonna kind of fast forward the campaign and see what happens. And oh man, I think Cyrus is making a comeback. He has a pretty big Cold War brewing just along the northern border of his former city. Boom, there it is. Persia's declared the war on Macedon. Obviously, I think Alexander has rebuilt quite a bit too. He's got a lot of cavalry units. There are a ton of immortals here. Not so many Macedon unique units. Not either of the two. Oh man, and then you got another city making tensions even higher between these two. Holy crap, this is gonna get pretty intense right here. Okay, so it looks like Alexander is starting to build a navy somewhat, while Gandhi just chills up here doing pretty much nothing. I think that's actually kind of hilarious. This is really going to be a make it or break it war. It's turn 143, and if the AI wants to come back, the Persian AI wants to come back, they need something really big to happen here. Even if, geez, I don't know. This is going to be tough. I mean, I think those knights are just going to clean up the immortals, and I think they have. Man, another frigate or two, and they're easily going to be able to take this city over. There's already an ironclad that could maybe potentially... Oh, boy. Yep, that did not go so well for Persia. It doesn't look like. There is a spearman, and that is about it. There's a spearman and like a handful of immortals, maybe 2 immortals left. Although Alexander's running out of steam here quite a bit too. He's running out of units. And the AI will be kind of confused here. It looks like they won't be able to focus on one target in specific. That definitely seems to be the case here, because these two cities are too close together, and you're talking about... If they can hold on to this city, though, this is going to be really, really useful for defending their capital. Even with an encampment there, oh my gosh, that would be great. This city built an encampment because Persia already built their capital's encampment over this way. Yeah, you're not going to be able to do it. It's turn 53. You're going to lose a lot of your military, so I don't think that was a really good move, I think, by the Persian AI, but things just didn't go their way, and once again, rebellions are popping up because that was a Persian offensive war. Obviously, now Alexander's not going to let him peace out for anything too easily because he's got the bigger military, so he's going to make him sit in this war. They might even... We could see a peace deal for a city, maybe. They could peace out for this 2-population city. Boom, there's some walls, so that'll make it even better to defend the capital. I don't think we will see a capital fall because I don't think Alexander's going to be able to take this Persian city over. So it's turn 250, and my theory that Persia would be able to defend its capital with the settlement of this city was in fact true. But I did pause the game. We can do this for the first time because India survived. They actually didn't do too bad, surprisingly, so good for you. But yeah, I mean, it was basically just... it was pretty bad. We have Alexander here with 64 technologies, Alexander with 302 tourism, Alexander with the most... wow, India right now has a bigger military than the Deity AI of Persia. But I do think Persia won a religious victory. Again, we're not counting that stuff because we weren't able to look at it the first few times. It looks like more than likely Alexander was going to win Oh, he's going to win a science victory if we were to disable that stuff. But I didn't want to disable the religious victories because I still wanted to have a basic AI that you would probably experience in your own games. So for me personally, I have to give this whole video to Alexander in Macedon. Now that is subjective because of the first two matches. I'd love to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Who do you think won? Do you agree that Alexander won, or do you think Persia maybe won that second round? Because I thought, for me personally, I thought Persia edged it out for the first match on the Pangaea map, but I don't think they won the second one, and I definitely don't think, I think it's all clear that they did not win this one. But let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to know what your thoughts on this stuff are, because it's AI-only battles are very subjective. I think for the most part, in my own opinion, Alexander just barely edged it out here as the better civilization so far in Civilization 6. But as I said, let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think? And of course, let me know why that always helps, because, you know, maybe there's something that I missed. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be coming back with more 1v1 battles. I think this format worked a little bit better. Maybe we'll do even more rounds in the future with more edits, and we'll see how that goes. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.